Good morning, students. Welcome in our English class. And we will continue our chapter 10, The Undeserved Reward. And first, we will discuss the word meanings: admirer, one who praises; barrier, obstacle; misconstrued, misunderstood; predicament, unpleasant situation; obligatory, compulsory; canons, principles; personage, respect; pies, old coins; vanishes, disappear; share, a unit of weight; blemish, charge; reprimanded, scolded. And the question answers: why is the narrator a secret admirer of the district officer? The narrator secretly admires the district officer as he is a man of learning. He has done considerable research in history and old coins. The narrator wonders how he finds time for it in the midst of his official duties. The narrator had read his works and is impressed by him. What did the Indian officer do when his father-in-law insisted on prolonging his daughter's stay at his house? When the father-in-law insisted on prolonging his daughter's stay at his house, the Indian officer became furious and issued summons for his father-in-law. When the narrator was invited by the district officer to see him, his friends said that it was an insult to him. Why? When the narrator was invited by the district officer to see him, his friends said that it was an insult to him because they thought that the district officer should have himself come to his house if he was so keen to meet you. And the question number 4: why was the narrator happy that the district officer had not come to his house himself instead of calling him? The narrator was happy that the district officer had not come to his house because it would have created a problem for him, as there was not even a decent chair in his house. It would have been difficult for him to entertain the district officer for long, even after spending a lot of money. If his wife also accompanied him, it would have made the matter worse, as the narrator's wife would have been able to entertain her. Question number 5. I considered this as downright mean and dishonest. What did the narrator consider to be mean and dishonest? The narrator had acquaintance with the district officer, and it was easy for him to convince people that through him they could get favor from the district officer. But he considered taking advantage of his friendship with the district officer as mean and dishonest. Question number 6. How did the narrator and Baldev become friends in their childhood? The narrator and Baldev had studied together about 45 years ago. Baldev was dull in his studies and his teacher was fed up with him. So he gave the narrator the task of giving extra lessons to Baldev. The narrator's sympathetic approach yielded results. Baldev was soon well up in studies and they became friends. And the question number 7: why had the police involved Baldev's son in a false case of dacoity? Baldev's son quarreled with the police on a number of occasions, and they had always been on the lookout for an opportunity to implicate him. When a dacoity took place in the village, they got their chance and during investigation robbed him in. And now Baldev presented many arguments before the narrator to convince him to speak to the district officer, state a few arguments, and identify the one which you think to be the most convincing. Baldev presented many arguments before the narrator to convince him to speak to the district officer. He told the narrator that he considered him as his elder brother and depended upon him to get his son out of trouble. He argued that if his son would be sentenced, the whole family would be ruined. He told him that the boy's mother was crying her heart out and his son's wife had not eaten anything since his arrest. He told him that both the women will die if his son was sent to jail. He also reminded the narrator that he was his childhood friend and also his guru. And now the hordes. I feel sorry at the mentality of my countrymen, says the narrator. Why does the narrator feel sorry for it? Explain. The narrator feels sorry that his countrymen gave a lot of importance to the government officials. They try to flatter by inviting them to preside over public functions or naming the school or a hospital after them. The mentality of Indians makes the narrator feel sorry for them. And my dear students, rest of the book exercise we will discuss in our next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.